Welcome to the Vue Dropdown Tree tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to customize the Syncfusion Vue Dropdown Tree component using built-in templates. The Syncfusion Dropdown Tree component supports several template options to customize dropdown tree items, header, and footer elements. Looking at this example, you can see the dropdown tree pop-up showing employee names, designations, and images. You can also see the pop-up with a customized header and footer. Now I will show you the steps to achieve this customization. Let me open my existing Vue application where I have already included the drop-down tree. I have bound employee details as the data source and set the placeholder property value as select an employee. Follow the link provided in the card to learn the basics of adding a Vue drop-down tree to an app. You will also find a reference link in the description below. I will run this example using the npm run dev command. Here you can see the drop-down tree showing employee names. Next, I will demonstrate how to add images and employee designations to items. To do that, let me first modify the existing drop-down tree data source by adding two more fields, image and job. Inside the vuejs drop-down tree tag, I add a template tag with a vslot directive and name it iTemplate. Within it, I create a temporary variable named data. To add the employee image, I add a division element, and within it, I add an image tag with the class name image. I set the source path using the source attribute. Here, I use data variable for accessing the image name from the data source. Next, to add the employee name and designation, I add two more division elements with appropriate class names. These classes will add custom styles for the alignment of images, employee names, and designations within the pop-up. Then I assign the data source field's name and job to the division elements using the data parameter. Finally, I will assign this template to the itemtemplate property. I add the styles padding, top, opacity, line height, and more for the alignment of images, employee names, and designations. Now see the drop-down tree items showing the employee names, designations, and images. Next, let me show you how to add a header to the pop-up. To do that, inside the vuejs drop-down tree tag, I add a template tag with a vslot directive and name it htemplate. Within it, I add a division element with a class header and text employee list. Then I assign this template to the header template property. Define CSS styles for the header template like margin padding and line height to align the header text. As you can see, the pop-up displays the text employee list as the header. To show the total at the bottom of the pop-up, I use the footer template. I add a template tag with a vslot directive and name it ftemplate. Inside this template, I define the division element with class name footer and span element with the text total list items 8. Here, I've shown a static count of the total list items in the footer, but you can also display the dynamic count of items from the data source. Then I assign this template to the footer template property. I add CSS styles to the footer template like border top, font size, line height, and text indent to align the footer text. Looking here, the pop-up displays total list items 8 at the bottom. Next, I want to display the count of all selected items in the drop-down tree when one or more items are selected using checkboxes or the multi-selection feature. First, I enable the checkbox in the component by setting the show checkbox property to true. Next, I set the mode property to custom. To display the count of selected items, I add the custom template property and assign the selected length using the value property with the text content that will be displayed after the count. Following this, I want to enable the automatic selection of relevant items when both the child and parent tree items are checked or unchecked. To achieve this, I define an object, tree settings, set the auto-check property value to true, and assign this value to the tree settings property of the drop-down tree tag. See, when I select items, the selected item count is displayed in the drop-down tree component. Finally, I will show you how to customize the drop-down tree using the hierarchical property. I add a template tag with a vSlot directive and name it hierarchical. Within this template, I add the span tag with the value no data available. Then I assign this template to the hierarchical property. Next, I will remove the data source bound to the component and all other properties from the drop-down tree tag. Then I comment out the other templates from the code. Now, when you look at the drop-down, the pop-up displays no content. In this video, I have shown you how to customize the drop-down tree items and add header and footer templates. If you would like to try out the example used in this video, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link where you can see if you are eligible to obtain a free license key to use our Vue suite through our community license. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel.